Welcome students. Today lecture is PGDCA second semester, paper 107, DBMS, unit 4th, relational database design. Myself Professor Durgesh Kumar Kotangale, Assistant Professor Computer Science, Government VYT PG, Autonomous College, Durg. Normalization. If a database design is not perfect, it may contain anomalies which are like a bad dream for any database administrator. Managing a database with anomalies is next to impossible. First, update anomalies. If data items are scattered and are not linked to each other properly, then it could lead to strange situations. For example, when we try to update one data item, having its copies stacked over several places, a few instances get updated properly while a few others are left with old value. Such instances leave the database in a inconsistent state. Second, deletion anomalies. We tried to delete a record, but part of it was left undeleted because of unawareness. The data is also saved somewhere else. Third, insert anomalies. We try to insert data in a record that does not exist at all. Normalization is a method to remove all these anomalies and bring the database to a consistent state. First normalization form. First normal form is defined in the definition of relation table itself. This rule defines the data. All the attributes in a relation must have an automatic domain. The value in an automatic domain are indivisible units. Here table, course and contents. Programming, Java, C++, Web, HTML, PHP, ASP. We rearrange the relation as below to convert it to first normal form. First is course and second contents. Programming Java, programming C++, Web HTML, Web PHP, Web ASP. Each attribute must contain only a single value from its predefined domain. Second normal form. Before we learn about the second normal form, we need to understand the following: primary attribute and non-primary attribute. Primary attribute, an attribute which is a part of the candidate key, is known as a prime attribute. Non-prime attribute, an attribute which is not a part of the primary key, is said to be a primer attribute. If we follow second normal form, then every non-prime attribute should be fully functionally dependent on prime key attribute. That is, if x related a hold, then there should not be any proper subset y of x for which y relation a also hold true. Table, student project, student id, project id, student name, project name. We see here in student project relation that the prime key attribute are student id and project id. According to the rule, non-key attribute student name and project name must be dependent upon both and not on any of the primary key attribute individually. But we find that student name can be identified by student id and project name can be identified project id independently. This is called partial dependency, which is not allowed in second normal form. student ID, student name, project ID, project ID, project name. We broke the relation into as depicted in the above picture. So there exists no partial dependency. Third normal form. For a relation to be in third normal form, it must be in second normal form, and the following must satisfy. No non-prime attribute is transitively dependent on primary key attribute. For any non-trivial functional dependency X relation A, then either X is a super key or A is a prime attribute. So the picture in here: student detail, student ID, student name, city and zip. We find that in the above student detail relation, student ID is the key and only prime key attribute. We find that city can be identify student ID as well as zip itself. Neither zip is super key nor is city a prime attribute. Additionally, student ID related zip city, so there exists transitive dependency. To bring this relation into third normal form, we break the relation into two relations as follow. So in picture in table, student detail same and zip code, zip and city. Bayes code normal form. Bayes code normal form BCNF is an extension of third normal form. On strict term, BCNF states that for any non-trivial function dependency X relation A, X must be a super key. In the above image, student ID is the super key in the relation student detail and zip is the super key in the relation zip code. So student ID related student name, zip and zip relation city, which confirms that both the relation are in BCNF. Here the explain in logical data model. Logical data model and further information to the conceptual model elements. It defines the structure of the data elements and set the relationship between them. Here show the picture customer and product. Customer name string, customer number integer, and here product name string, product price integer. The advantage of the logical data model is to provide a foundation to form the base for the physical model. However, the modeling structure remains generic at this data modeling level. No primary or secondary key is defined. At this data modeling level, you need to verify and adjust the connector detail that were set earlier for relationship. Characteristics of a logical data model. Describe data need for a single project but could integrate with other logical data models based on the scope of the project. And next, designed and developed independently from the DBMS. Next, data attribute will have data types with exact precisions and length. And next, normalization process to the model is applied typically till third normal form. Pitfall in database design. Setting a effective design for a relational database is a key element in building a reliable system. There is no one correct relation and relational database design for any particular project, and developers must make choice to create a design that will work efficiently. There are a few common design pitfall that can harm a database system. First, failure to normalize. Normalization is a technique for analyzing and improving on an initial database design. A variety of techniques are involved, including identifying features of a database design that may compromise data integrity. For example, items of data that are stored in more than one place. Normalization identifies anomalies in a database design and can preempt design feature that will cause problem when data is queried, inserted or updated. Second, careless naming practice. Choosing name is an aspect of database design that is often neglected but can have a considerable impact on usability of future development. To avoid this, both table and column names should be chosen to be meaningful and to conform to the established conventions, ensuring that consistency is maintained throughout a system. A number of conventions can be used in relational database names, including the following two examples for a record storing a client name, student name and student name. Difference in here, student underscore name and student name. Third, lack of documentation. Creating documentation for a relational database can be a vital step in a safeguarding future development. There are different levels of documentation that can be created for database, and some database management systems are able to generate the documentation automatically. For projects where formal documentation is not considered necessary, simply including comments within a SQL code can be helpful. Fourth, lack of testing. Failure to test a database design with a sample of real or realistic data can cause serious problem in a database system. Generally, relational database design is started from an abstract level using modeling techniques to arrive at a design. The drawback to this process is that the design sometimes will not relate it accurately to the actual data, which is why testing is so important. Fifth, failure to exploit SQL facility. SQL has many capabilities that can improve the usability and success of database system. Facilities such as stored procedures and integrity check are often not used in case where they could generally enhance the stability of a system. Developers often choose not to carry out this process during the design stage of a project, as they are not a necessity, but they can help to avoid problem at a later stage. Anomalies in relational database. If a database design is not perfect, it may contain anomalies which are like a bad dream for any database administrator. Managing a database with anomalies is next to impossible. Anomalies are inconvenient or error prone situation arising when we process the table. There are three types of anomalies. First, update anomalies. An update anomalies exist when one or more instances of duplicate data is update, but not all. If data items are extracted and are not linked to each other properly, then it could lead to strange situation. For example, when we try to update one data item having its copies scattered over several pages, a few instances get updated properly while a few other are left with old value. Such instances leave the database in a inconsistent state. For example, consider the following table: student ID, student name, city, age, and subject. By observing the above table, we identify that in case if we have to update city of Jones, then we need to update all the entries of Jones in the above table. Else his data will become inconsistent, leading to update anomaly. Second, delete anomalies. A delete anomaly exists when certain attributes are lost because of the deletion of other attributes. In delete anomaly, if we tried to delete a record, then part of it was left undeleted because of unawarenesses. The data is also served somewhere else. For example, consider the above table student. If any of the student drops out any of the subject and we need to delete his entry, entire entry of his word be deleted from above table, but he is still part of that college and whole of information is lost. But this should not happen. We should have this his information stored in database. This is called leading to delete anomaly. Third, insert anomalies. An insert anomalies course when certain attribute cannot be inserted into the database without the presence of other attributes. For example, in the above table student, if we need to enter any new student detail which has not yet opted for any subject, then we need to enter all of his information with subject as null. Also, if a particular field, say city of a student, is present in more than one table, we need to insert the data in all the tables. But for some of the tables, this data would be irrelevant at the point of time. All these situations lead to insertion anomalies. Functional dependency. Functional dependency is a constant between two sets of attributes in a relation from a database. In other words, it's a relationship that exists when one attribute uniquely determines another attribute. In functional dependency, the attributes of a table is said to be dependent on each other when an attribute of a table uniquely identify another attribute of the same table. So in picture in table, student ID, student name, city, age, subjects. For example, consider the above table student with attribute student ID, student name, city, age, subject. Here student ID attribute uniquely identifies the student name attribute of student table, because if we know the student ID, we can tell the student name associated with it. This is known as functional dependency and can be written as student ID relation student name, or in word we can say student name is functionally dependent on student ID. Functional dependency is represented by an arrow sign, that is X dependency Y, where X functionality determine Y. The left hand side attribute determine the values of attributes on the right hand side. Attribute Y is functionally dependent on attribute X, or in other words, each value of X is associated precisely with one Y value. Functional dependency in a database serves as a constant between two sets of attributes. Defining functional dependency is an important part of relational database design and contributes to aspect normalization. Type of functional dependency. There are four types of functional dependency in relational database. First is trivial functional dependency, non-trivial functional dependency, multi-valued dependency, transitive dependency. Explaining first, trivial functional dependency. A trivial functional dependency is a functional dependency of an attribute on a superset of itself. In other words, the dependency of an attribute on a set of attributes is known as trivial functional dependency if the set of attributes includes that attribute. If R is a relation with attribute A and B, then A relation B is trivial functional dependency if B is a subset of A. The following dependencies are also trivial: A related A and B related B. For example, consider a table student with two columns, student ID and student name. Student ID, student name, related student ID. It is a trivial functional dependency as student ID is a subset of student ID and student name. That makes sense because if we know the value of student ID and student name, then the value of student ID can be uniquely determined, and also student ID relation student ID and student name related student name are trivial dependency too. To be continued in next lecture.